committed to you. Fox Carolina, the 6 o'clock news starts now.
Well, good evening. I'm Arinder, and thanks so much for joining us here at 6 o'clock. We're going to take you first to Kershaw County to get a look at the Midlands tonight. Another earthquake has hit in Kershaw County. It happened just about 4 miles east of Elgin around 7:45 this morning. The United States Geological Survey reports that the quake had a 1.8 magnitude. Now on Wednesday, officials held a town hall to discuss the recent swarm of earthquakes hitting the state since December. Now it's there that state geologists, had its happenstance. They said it's happenstance that the quakes are occurring near sand and mineral mines. Now, a study is being conducted to give scientists a better understanding of what is causing these swarms of earthquakes, but it could take a couple of months before we have those results. Now, we do want to send things over to meteorologist Bob Trihey for a look at your forecast. Bob, we are hearing those rumbles of thunder above the station. A little alarming.
It is a little alarming. You know, we don't mind when it's a little noisy, and it's when we start getting the heavy rain like you're seeing over my shoulder here. Our Harley-Davidson camera getting a really good power wash. And look at I-85, the Gateway Project. You're seeing ponding on the roads, and we are concerned this evening about flash flooding because we're looking at slow-moving thunderstorms. So that's the main threat as we go through this evening. If you see water standing or moving, do not drive through it. Make sure you find another route to your destination, as we are seeing numerous showers and thunderstorms now across the upstate and into the mountains as well. We have a stationary front draped right over the top of us, and it got activated this afternoon with the heating of the day. And with that front, boom, we're seeing the showers and storms really starting to fire up now. In fact, there is still a severe thunderstorm warning for Anderson County. We had nickel-sized hail in Anderson a little while ago and still have this warning until 6:15. So if you live in West Pelzer or Piedmont, take shelter from this storm. It's got very heavy rain, maybe some of that nickel-sized hail and vivid lightning as it's moving off to the north and east. We also have the heavy rain around the station. We've been hearing the rumbles of thunder on Pelham Road, and you can see the heavier rain around areas north of Piedmont between Easley and Greenville, and you can see it's moving very little. We have weak steering currents. That's why we're worried about flash flooding. Also more showers off to the east, and we're not done because we're looking at more of the showers and storms across eastern Georgia back into areas of Hart County. Elbert County seeing very heavy rain south of Reed Creek, and you can see once again it's not moving a lot, so that's why we're concerned about some flash flooding. And there's more storminess farther back to the south and west into areas of Georgia and into the mountains as well. Asheville, you're seeing the rain, Grassy Creek, Old Fort, back through Waynesville too, and western North Carolina. So we've seen this activity just blow up right along this stationary front, and once again this is the focus for those heavy showers and storms. Temperatures really depend on whether you're seeing the rain. In fact, Greenville, you've cooled to 81 with the rain, 81 in Union. Some places have cooled into the 70s with the storms. And on the other side of that front, it's a little cooler into the mountains right now. And it feels like temperature earlier in Anderson was over 100. Now you're down to 80. So those storms really starting to cool things off, but it's still very warm and muggy out there. And with the proximity of that front tonight, we're going to continue to see these storms going for another couple of hours. Then once the sun goes down, I think the storms will start to diminish. It might take a little while. Then through the overnight hours, we're looking at partly cloudy, muggy conditions, maybe some areas of fog by Sunday morning. And then on your Sunday, much like today with that front just still sitting over us, we're looking at more of those storms across the mountains, and I think they will be into the upstate as well. Now, as far as excessive rain tonight, there's a low risk of flash flooding, but that said, it's not zero, so be careful out there. You've heard the saying, turn around, don't drown. And on Sunday, still a low risk across much of the northern upstate along I-85, and even a higher risk or a moderate risk into the mountains around Asheville and Hendersonville, because we can see that rain and that water rushing down through the elevations and ponding and flooding very quickly with elevation and the incline. So really be careful out there. Upstate tonight, 72, storms ending. We will be looking at some patchy fog, and for the mountains, you're looking at your storms ending as well. Once again, watch out for some flash flooding and areas of patchy fog. And tomorrow, well, Pretty much the same. Upper 80s and lower 90s across the upstate, low 80s across the mountains with that storm chance, and still heavy rain, the main threat with these storms, and we'll keep it kind of stormy. Scattered storms Monday and Tuesday, low to mid 90s essentially all week long. Cooler the beginning of the week because we'll see more storms, but then as they become more isolated towards the middle to end part of the week, we're looking at temperatures hot, low to mid 90s as the storm threat continues. And for the mountains, stormy the next couple of days, low 80s, but then the storms start to decrease in coverage and the temperatures go up. Upper 80s Tuesday on into next week. Anna?
All right, thanks, Bob. We'll keep an eye on those storms, definitely. Well, new tonight in Greenville, the city police is investigating after an officer was shot at during a chase. Now, this happened just after 7:30 this morning at Stram Place Apartments. That's off of Shaw Street. Now, the Greenville City Police chief says a suspicious person was reported walking around the complex, but when officers tried speaking with him, he took off running. The chief says officers found the suspect and again tried to approach him, but then he started shooting at officers. He says that the officers did shoot back, but thankfully no one was hurt during that open fire. He says during the arrest, though, they did find multiple warrants were out for this suspect.
He did have multiple warrants on him at the time. I believe it's 6 warrants that were active on him at the time that the officer got out with him, and he was taken to the hospital just to be checked out. But the officer and the suspect are both okay. SLED has been, per our Greenville police policy, has been called in to investigate it since it is an officer-involved shooting, and they will be conducting an investigation.
And Chief Thompson says the suspect, again, was taken into custody, but now faces multiple charges. We are waiting to hear back from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, or SLED, for more details. Well, in Lawrence County, a developing story after someone died in Waterloo Friday morning. Now, take a look at this map. Lawrence County deputies have not released many details about this case, but say it happened near Burton Creekside Road just before 9 a.m. Deputies say an argument broke out before they arrived, and when they did, that is when they found the victim. Now, we are working to bring you more details on this. We will bring them to you as we find out more. Also, new details tonight. One person is dead following an overnight shooting. And the Greenville County Sheriff's Office says they did respond to an incident on Liberty Lane. That's off of Lawrence Road. That's where the victim was found. The Greenville County coroner confirms that they were taken to the hospital where they later passed. Now, so far, again, no details related to this case or what happened to the victim being shot, but stay with Fox Carolina for more. In a Fox Carolina news follow-up for you, the Greenville County business will now not be able to reopen an adult club. Greenville County attorneys say they reached an agreement with Greenville Bistro, LLC. They would prevent it from reopening its nightclub, Bucks, Racks, and Ribs. Now, Bucks was located near the downtown airport off of 385. The settlement comes after years-long legal battles that started when Greenville Bistro sued the county in 2017. The business says the county was violating its right to free speech, but the county fought back and said that the business was violating a zoning order by allowing adult activities. The South Carolina Supreme Court sided with the county back in December, and it's not clear what will happen to the property right now. And the Cherokee County coroner says a man is dead after he was hit by a truck while in a parking lot off of Gaffney Terminal. Now, the terminal is located just off of 85 near Lake Weschel, and the coroner says that 62-year-old Raymond Boone got out of his truck just before 5 a.m. Friday, walked over to the passenger side when a jockey buggy hit him. The coroner says, unfortunately, he was not wearing a reflective vest and the area was not well lit. OSHA is investigating this case. The sheriff's office is looking for answers after finding video of vicious attacks on homeless people in Greenville County. Deputies also say they believe that there are more victims yet to come forward. Fox Carolina's Myra Ruiz spoke with investigators who say they can't believe that someone would do this.
Greenville County deputies describe the attacks on the video as monstrous and horrific. At this point, they're not so sure about a motive, although the attackers can be heard on the video demanding money. Now, the sheriff's office found these videos while investigating a homicide from earlier this month. Investigators tell us that the 3 murder suspects in that case are tied to the attacks at the homeless camps. That includes Seth Tyler Norris, John Sean Norris, and Tristan Ramey. Deputies say Ramey is seen in the video attacking the homeless, but at this point he's not charged. They plan to charge him after speaking to the victim. David Norris and Logan Holmes are also charged in the homeless attacks. Now, the video that led to the charges is disturbing, and what we're about to show you is an edited version. The sheriff's office says the attacks happened at multiple homeless camps across Greenville County over the past 10 months. Investigators say they received information that these videos existed and actually found them on the cell phone of one of the suspects. Deputies say they believe there may be other victims out there who didn't come forward. In fact, investigators say none of the homeless people who were attacked on the video reported what happened to them to law enforcement.
These individuals, they're people just like us. They're part of our community as well. They're down on the luck right now, and maybe that's why they're homeless, but we want to do what we can to ensure them that we are here to serve them as well.
God bless everybody in the world that's homeless, because what I'm saying is true. Because it's in fact, they need help, but they can't get help because nobody look up on them.
Investigators say they found the videos while investigating the July 3rd shooting of 31-year-old Joshua Garrett. He was shot outside a home on A Street while visiting relatives. We spoke to his sister-in-law who didn't want to appear on camera, and she says, just like Garrett, the people in the videos did not deserve what happened to them. We spoke to Susan McClarity, who is with the Greenville Homeless Alliance, and she says what happened in those videos could renew discussions about having safe zones across Greenville County. Those would be areas where homeless people can sleep in their cars and even put up tents, knowing that they'll be safe there and that there will be security patrolling the area. In Greenville, Myra Ruiz, Fox Carolina News.
Well, in the latest from Washington, a bill to ban assault-style weapons is headed to the Senate, but it's unclear if it will get enough votes to pass. And today, the bill cleared the House, and it would make it illegal to import, sell, or manufacture several styles of semi-automatic rifles, including AR-15s. Now, the U.S. previously had a ban on assault-style weapons, but that expired in 2004. Now, Congress passed another bill earlier this year that allocates money towards mental health and changes the process for buying a gun when you're younger than 21. And that bill marked the first major federal gun safety legislation in decades. President Joe Biden signed it into law last month. Now, for the latest on these stories and news anytime, be sure to download our Fox Carolina News apps. You can go to the App Store or Google Play Store. You also want to download our First Alert Weather app, too, to stay up to date and alert on these storms that are coming through the area. We'll see you back at 10 for more news and weather.